Chitissa and I have been in the corporate sector for 34, 35 years. What we've come to see over the past 4 or 5 years is that there is a growing need and a growing thirst for a greater understanding of what awareness is all about and what it would take for the leaders of organisations to actually be more aware. And this is coming from the leaders themselves.
So from there, that's how our work and our life expand into what would it take for us to facilitate this expansion of consciousness.
As a result of that, we now travel the world working with boards, board members, chairs, presidents of organisations and chief executives, and we deal with awareness and consciousness. However, sometimes we call it strategic planning. Other times we call it risk management. So what we do now is that we actually work a lot with non-profit organisations through their boards and their chief executives. And the reason we've chosen to do that is not only because that is the sector that I've come out of, but we actually said to ourselves, what is going to make the greatest change in the world? And if we are able to actually facilitate and show chief executives and board members of these organisations that there are other possibilities, that it is how you choose to be that has a huge impact on the world and everything you do around you, then if we're able to do that, we can make a greater change than if we were to just go out after individuals or just at the staff level. So just a little bit of our background so you know where some of the stories are coming from.
The first 15 years of my career has been working in the major corporation in Australia as a senior executive of one of the, similar to your Fortune 500 here. So I was in charge of the major department of about close to 30 million. My first 15 years of my life, I had experience working with leaders in corporate jungle really. So I'm personally experienced some extraordinary leaders, and some of them are not so extraordinary. And some of them are definitely corporate psychopaths. So I had a first-hand experience with these people. And because of my job for this major organization, I spent a lot of time traveling around the world. So I actually had experience with multicultural psychopaths as well as multicultural extraordinary leaders. And the question that keeps coming up over and over again is, so what is it? What is it that makes certain leaders extraordinary?
My background is a little different in that for most of my working life I've been working in the non-profit sector. I was the chief executive of the Society of Corporate Treasurers, Institute of Banking and Finance. So it's really in the finance field dealing with the top of the business field. And what I particularly love about the non-profit sector is that not only are these organisations actually there doing a lot of good in society, but the people that we were working with when I was a CEO, my board members happened to be the chief executives of the largest banks, the largest corporates. So whilst I was working in the non-profit sector, the people I was rubbing shoulders with were the top of the cream. And so a lot of the work that we're doing now, we have seen and observed, and some of the most conscious and aware leaders that we have come across have been the chief executives and the chairs of some of these very large corporate organisations.